Hello everyone, I'm Ausyellow, and welcome back to Formula Pour, either the end of the triple header. I don't know what that noise was, either the end of the triple header or it will just continue going on, I guess. This will be a race, most likely, full of crashes. Perro Rojo, Sebastian Vettel, shall be starting in last place, and we are going to Circuit de Monte Carlo in Monaco. Fernando Alonso is in pole position, followed by Tuxedo Noki. Ooh. And I know that is the setup that I use. But for the drivers, this needs to become minus 15. That's just how it works. Okay. Bearing in mind, Nigel Barksdale went from 21st to 8th last race. Anyway, we have Fernando Alonso, followed by Tuxedo Noki, Michael Schumacher, Bark Lauder, Nelson Pupkett, Willow Wolf, Jake Villeneuve, Max Verstappen, Nacho Gatto, Sally Snowball, Oliver Behrman, Kitty Softpaws, Goldie Iris, Phoebe Fittipaldi, Whisper Wolf on soft tyres this time, Purton Senna, Angel Frost, Alain Prost, Lewis Ham, Roxy Tundra, Nigel Barksdale, and then Sebastian Vettel. Right, spectate, thank you. Right, why is my computer loading something? I don't want it to load anything. Oh god. And it is lights out and away we go. Fernando Alonso gets away well and has soft tyres as well, so should get away quite nicely. As we go into the first few corners, 5-second time penalty for Angel Frost for causing a collision, and that is a car going backwards. That was Alain Prost, who sort of had some incident in the first corner, appeared to have spun round or something like that. Yellow flag came out for a moment. And then there we have it. Down through the Monaco hairpin. 5-second time penalty to Purton Senna. And who was that in the wall? That looked like Angel Frost. Collision with the wall and then sort of started to scrape the barrier. There's Nigel Barksdale on the inside of Lewis Ham. Here's Fernando Alonso. Quite far ahead in a comfortable lead. Going into, I believe, that swimming pool. I'm not 100% sure of all of the names. Now into Raskas. 5-second time penalty to Roxy Tundra around the New Volt chicane. Or is that Roxy Tundra? Because Purton Senna had some issue there. Sort of going backwards for a moment. As we head on to the second lap. I'm not surprised, because this track is incredibly difficult. And a yellow flag in the third sector. So many drivers are going into the pits. I think that was Purton. No, not so many drivers are going into the pits. Purton Senna's gone into the pits after crashing into what seemed like the pit wall there. And bringing out the yellow flag. And that is Phoebe Fittipaldi to the inside line, and that is the first overtake, or at least first decent overtake we've seen. And Behrman fights back, and that is a yellow flag in the second sector. I think Phoebe Fittipaldi spun. The track is clear. I think Phoebe Fittipaldi's got a ghost car situation. I accidentally encountered one of them because somehow virtual safety car, and that is Angel Frost, who completely spun in the New Volt chicane, taking herself out, and also Whisper. Virtual safety car is now in effect. Every single racer shall be as fast as each other. What's going on by the New Volt chicane? Who is that? That is Nigel Barksdale, who's spun somehow. Where's Sebastian Vettel, P18? Still behind Barksdale for now. The race re-begins with Fernando Alonso and Michael Schumacher appearing to have held their ground. Crashes will most likely occur in the second sector, as that contains both the Monaco hairpin and the New Volt chicane. The third sector is swimming pool and Raskas. And I mean, it's mainly like the first sector that's not entirely interesting. or dangerous, if that. And it appears all of the drivers, regardless of tyres, have managed to hold their position. And I think that's Oliver Bearman trying to make a move there. But Bearman goes straight into the wall, and that is Goldie Iris that is out right there. And Fittipaldi fights back, but the Monaco hairpin gives Tundra the position there. And I think both of the Wifton Martins are in the wall. That's an integrity of 59% for Fittipaldi and 56% for Tundra. That looks like they were in the wall. Puritan Senna was able to capitalise on that for one of them. I mean, it's a stupidly tight street circuit, and that is Nelson Pupkett up onto the podium. And Michael Shoesnacker has spun 5-second time penalty to Nelson Pupkett, and it is a massive gridlock here. 5-second time penalty as well to Gatto, with Fernando Alonso leading Nelson Pupkett and Willow Wolf, who capitalised most off of that after getting around Shoesnacker. Shoesnacker, alright, yeah, and the weather is starting to become wet. Everyone, apart from Fernando Alonso, in the top 10 or so has been completely thrown around. Oh my goodness, that's a big crash there. Lewis Ham is out. I can't remember what perspective we were watching from. Or the opposite is to a Mercedes Petronas is a Rennhout. That certainly wasn't a Rennhout. The virtual safety car has been enabled. What a turnout for some of the drivers here. Oh my goodness, and upside down goes Nigel Barksall as well. I can't remember who was in that collision. And for some reason a car gets flipped over and no safety car is brought out. Oh my goodness, he's being pushed along as well by... Is that Roxy Tundra? I think Roxy Tundra's got no front wing as well. That is a compulsory pit stop there. But look at the gap between Fernando Alonso and Nelson Pupkett. I mean, obviously it's going to start shrinking now because Fernando Alonso is in the second sector. Or like at least some elements of the second sector. And that is Nelson Pupkett, who almost made the move into swimming pool. We want to keep an eye on this battle up front. Almost made the move into Raskas. Yellow flag in the second sector. That is Max Verstappen, who is the wrong way. No indication of a yellow flag whatsoever. Really should have kept an eye on that, to be honest. But no, that's because Nelson Pupkett wasn't able to make the move. He might be trying to around the casino area, because this is the older version. With tons and tons of crashes in. Oh my goodness, and that is a virtual safety car for Phoebe Fittipaldi, who is out. Fittipaldi is now out of the race. Tons of race. Well, Gatto and Softpaws are now in the pits. No indication of British weather as of now around Raskas, and is now ahead of Fernando Alonso, who should have DRS, but then that is a yellow flag in the second sector once again with Michael Shoesnacker. Fernando Alonso finally goes into the pits, is pitting early. The best way to go about it, because when we started the race I thought we were never going to get overtakes because it took a while, but now many races have crashed out. It's sort of given other races some opportunities. The biggest sources of crashes are the Monaco hairpin and obviously the new Volt chicane. No surprises there to notice that. And Sally Snowball fighting for points now on 150 is what we got on the screen, and slides out on the entrance into the second sector, losing tons of positions down to P14. That was very close to the barrier there for Macho Gatto, and I think Sebastian Vettel fell into the barrier as well. Sebastian Vettel has managed to get up to P11, which is quite impressive. Sebastian Vettel sets the fastest first sector of 16 seconds, or 16.1 seconds, and racing against Fernando Alonso. That looked like a Mercedes Petronas for a second then, but it was a Rennhout. Racing against Fernando Alonso, Bark Lauder has crashed into the wall on the exit of the new Volt chicane. Hang on, it's not letting me... Alright, has lost a front wing, can still continue going, but will probably pit as a result. almost gets past, but then has the inside line onto the hairpin and crashes into the barriers. I think might have lost some front wing in doing so. Nope, hasn't lost the front wing. Where is Snowball? Snowball is behind Paust and Shoe Snacker now. And we're looking at Bearman when I knew we should have been looking at Tundra. Tundra is out! Roxy Tundra and Phoebe Fittipaldi, the two Woofton Martins, are now out of the race. Need to also keep an eye on that car. I think the car's gone now. Because it doesn't take ages to get rid of the cars, they just disappear. No other safety car. Sally Snowball trying to overtake Bearman, who... and goes straight into the wall. That's the second time that's happened. And how has Sally Snowball gotten away with that? Sally Snowball has got severe damage and has no ERS right now. Purton Senna pits, gets cleanly past Oliver Bearman with speed. Tons and tons of speed right there. And then going into swimming pool. Safety car has been deployed. Who's out? Who's crashed? Purton Senna has crashed. Purton Senna has crashed somewhere. Sally Snowball is going into the pits for the second time. Fernando Alonso will definitely be under pressure right now. And Fernando Alonso crosses the finish line once again. And actually almost no surprises there. Holds on to the lead. Because that start-finish straight is not that long whatsoever. I don't know why they thought it would be a good idea to put a DRS straight there. I guess for some possible overtakes, but I think we've only seen one overtake carried out in that start-finish straight this entire race. And that is a bit of a big crash in the second sector, with no noticeable position changes, I don't think, apart from maybe Shoe Snacker. And there goes Willow Wolf up into P9. And Willow Wolf didn't really want to fight it there, but might start fighting it here with Tuxedo Noki on the inside. And Willow Wolf crashes into the barrier, as does Tuxedo Noki. Willow Wolf has not lost anything, I don't think. Not even ERS. But Tuxedo Noki has lost ERS. That might be beneficial for the Klonigzogs on the Monaco hairpin. Gets ahead of... oh my goodness, and that is Kitty Softpaws riding the edge of the barrier there. They tend to do that. Two are fighting, and Gatto makes Villeneuve run very wide, and both of them appear to have crashed into the walls, but Macho Gatto is able to hold it off. Gatto has lost ERS, but that could mean Villeneuve could attack. So that being said, Sebastian Vettel goes around, well, the inside, I guess, in the new Volt chicane up into P4 once again, I think. And Macho Gatto tries the move around the Monaco hairpin, but was not able to properly make it. And that is Willow Wolf, I think, in the barriers. I'm not 100% sure there, but the camera went over to Willow Wolf, and there was a yellow flag in the second sector. Willow Wolf up into P6 now, held a podium position. I don't think held the race lead at one point. That's been between Pupke and Alonso, really, on the start-finish straight, but I think they might be too far apart. The racing paws come together, and Tuxedo Noki spins round in swimming pool, completely obliterating the chance of points. Virtual safety car has been deployed. Either way, if it is at 60 or at 80, we'll definitely know about it. And the weather is looking brilliant. What the and the weather is looking brilliant. What the you can see on the mini-map. You can see on the mini-map that is Bark Louder spinning out of bounds. How in the... What the hell? I am so glad we caught that on camera. No one would believe it if I said it, because I've been in races before where I've seen cars sort of go out of bounds, because like that little circle thing, it's actually a disc in 2D space, because there's no point making it a proper sphere and all of that stuff. But you could see it rotating when Bark Louder was completely thrown out of bounds, and there goes both of the Barclarens. Completely ruin the race. I guess P8 will be the worst spot, but oh, that's a yellow flag in the second sector. Virtual safety car. Kitty Softpaws is out. Both of the Mercedes Portronases are out of the race. Jake Villeneuve still incredibly powerful, and that is Nelson Pupket in the barriers. Nelson Pupket colliding with the barriers there for a moment. Is still ahead of Shoe Snacker. But my pit, I don't know, has not lost ERS, so... But we have had tons of overtakes as well, which I think is what's most important. And also, the question is, will Fernando Alonso be able to hold on to that first place currently? I mean, not first place, fastest lap. And that will give Fernando Alonso the bronze Grand Slam, despite not getting the race win and despite being in quite a terrible position right now. As we are in the final lap, Macho Gatto sets the fastest first sector, and is really, really close to Nelson Pupket right now, who I think is just a little bit too far out, unless Nelson Pupket has no ERS. Oh, that's unfortunate there, and is not in the correct tyre temperature. I think Nelson Pupket has lost this battle to Gatto. Villeneuve could theoretically be on the podium here. Sebastian Vettel goes fastest in the second sector. They're all doing really good sectors here. And that's not the right one. Macho Gatto crosses the finish line first, but from last all the way to first, it is Sebastian Vettel who resets fastest lap, and virtual safety car once again. Oliver Behrman crashes out on the final lap, riding the walls. That would have been a double points for Tailwind Racing, who has not been doing so well. And like literally, the remaining drivers are the only ones that get points. Macho Gatto follows Nelson Pupket. Sebastian Vettel will probably be in the lead there. Jake Villeneuve, Max Verstappen, Willow Wolf, who will probably be ahead of Verstappen, Sally Snowball, Fernando Alonso, who, unless Fernando Alonso can't pull out fastest lap now because of the virtual safety car. Fernando Alonso started in pole, but at least gets some points. Finishes ahead of Shoe Snacker, and Alain Prost, who has had quite a bad race alongside Ayrton Senna, among others, gets points, but that's due to everyone else behind having DNFs. And we did get the fastest lap visible on screen there, so at least rest assured we can see if the last racer acquires fastest lap. Sebastian Vettel, from last all the way to first, wins in Monaco, followed by Macho Gatto and Nelson Pupket for Wolf Williams, getting the first ever podium. Unfortunately had irritating end to the race. Should have pitted earlier if I were Nelson Pupket and maybe extended the gap due to time penalties. Jake Villeneuve as well also gets points and finishes a race for the first time ever without getting a time penalty whatsoever, followed by Willow Wolf, Max Verstappen, Sally Snowball, Fernando Alonso, Michael Schumacher and Alain Prost, who all acquired points and actually survived. Meanwhile, everyone else here has crashed, unfortunately. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well, so you won't miss out on any of the new videos that are going to come out. The next race is in... For some reason, it wants me to reopen a... oh my goodness, it's an Excel spreadsheet. Sakir. That is... Oh my goodness, what's Sakir? Bahrain, that's it. And Roxy Tundra shall be the driver in last place to begin the race. Thank you so much for watching.